Hi guys, today I want to make this Katsjing ring with you guys. It's been ages since I made a ring, so I came up with this design and I hope you like it. There's two ways to do this. One way is to pick the middle with the lower bead or the first bicone that was put on there, because these are 2 rounds. Or you can do it with the second round and make that the middle part, and I think I like this one better than this one. Okay, so let's get started. We're gonna make this one, and in the PDF file this one is also explained. So if you want a little bit more of a square look instead of that well, kind of more star-shaped, I guess, look, then this one is also explained in the PDF. So let's get started. You need about 2 meters of Wildfire. And I run that through my wax. And then I run my fingers through there to get the extensive wax off. Put that on your needle. We're going to start with 1 11/0 seed bead, 1 pearl, 1 11/0 seed bead, 1 pearl, 1 11/0 seed bead, 1 pearl, 1 11/0 seed bead, 1 pearl. I'm going to do that 8 times, so I got 4, 1 11/0 seed bead, 1 pearl, 1 11/0 seed bead, 1 pearl, 1 11/0 seed bead, 1 pearl, 1 11/0 seed bead, and 1 pearl. And pull that all down. Leave a little bit of extensive thread to work away later on. And double knot. And make sure you don't get caught behind that 11/0 seed bead. Okay, now we're going to go around again through the 11/0s and the pearls. All the way around. And we're going to come out in that pearl behind the knot. So, throw one more. Okay, pull that tight again. And we're going to pick up 3 3mm bicones. And we're going to go back into that pearl and move forward into the 11/0 and the pearl. And make sure you're through that 11/0. And we're going to repeat. Pick up 3 15/0 seed beads into that pearl that you just came out of. Push forward through the 11/0 and the next pearl. I'm going to do that all the way around, so just pause me until you get that done. Okay, going to add my last 3, and I'm going to push again forward through that seed bead and into the next pearl. I'm moving up into the 3mm bicone, and I'm moving through the top bead on the from left to right, and now I'm going to just turn it around. I'm going to push that thread to the other side, so that that's always on the back. We're gonna turn it around a couple of times, so make sure that the thread is always on the back. I'm gonna pick up one 15-0, and we're gonna pick up a 4mm bicone and another 15-0, and we're going to go into the next bicone. And we're going to do that all the way around. 15-0, 4mm bicone, 15-0. Again, you gotta do that 8 times. And you can do the bicones in like 2 different colors, or you can do them in 1 color. I'm going to use 2 different colors because I think that will show a little better on the tutorial. So, but this is my first row. 15-0, bicone, 15-0 in there, 15-0, bicone, 15-0 in there, 15-0, bicone, 15-0 in there, 15-0, bicone, 15-0 and in there. Okay, once you get the last one on there, you have to go through all the beads again to tighten that up. So picking up all the 3mm bicones, 4mm bicones, and the seed beads, because when we're going to do that the next round, see, you can already see that you got some little white thread there, so you gotta really just make sure that that pulls tight, because when we do the next round, it's gonna kind of weigh heavily, for lack of a better word, on these 4mm bicones. So you gotta make sure that that's tight and you're not gonna be seeing any white thread. And in case you lose count, this is where you this is your starter point. That's why I'm leaving the end till for now. This is your starter point, so you gotta go all the way around to passing that thread that's on the bottom. So move forward, moving forward, and of course you can also see, like, you know, when that pulls out, and you can see that that's just 1 thread. So by the time you bump into 2 threads, that's your end mark. And right now I'm at the starter's point. Okay, this is where I started to add 2 threads, and you can see when I pull that out now that you don't see any white thread. You can see a little bit, but that's because I'm pulling it out, but not as bad as it was. Okay, pretty? Yes. Okay, next round. That is 3 15-0 seed beads, and then you add 1 11-0 seed bead, and then you add 3 15-0 seed beads again. And now you're going to go back into that bicone, and you're going to go move forward into that next bicone again. So make sure you pick them up, 15 seed bead, the 15-0 seed bead, the 3mm 15-0 seed bead, and the bicone. Okay, again, and then 3, and make sure you count that right. 1 11-0 and 3 15-0. Turn back into that bicone through all the seed beads and move forward through the Swarovskis and the seed beads, so that you get that little addition to your on the top of your bicones. Now you have to do this all the way around, so I suggest you pause me now until you get that done. I'm going to turn it around again. Move up in the 3/15-0 and the 11-0. And then we're going to pick up the pearls, and we're going to put the pearls in between, and we're going from 11-0 to 11-0. So we can pick the middle pearl, or the middle seed bead, which is the 11-0, and then we're going to go move around. And my doggy likes to snore when I bead, so in case you're wondering what you're hearing in the background, that's my little girl. Now, adding the pearls. Big deep sigh. Pearls. Pearls. And I think you can do this with a bigger one also. Basically the same system to make a pendant, but I haven't done that, so I'm not really sure how much seed beads you would need to go down. So, adding the last pearl, moving into my 11-0 and into the next pearl. I'm going to put my Rivoli in there. And now I'm going to close that up just by going around again through the pearls and the 11-0s. I'm going to pick up as many as I can. Push that down. Gotta make sure that that's tight. You don't want to see any white thread like here coming in between there. So you really gotta make sure that that's tight. And if that means going around more than once, so be it. Okay, here's my beginning, so this would have been my end. I'm just going to push that through and then come out of the 11-0 seed bead. Now, coming up again, and it kind of depends on which way you folded the pearls in. If you would fold it the other way around in, you would come up here. So, but don't worry about that. I'm coming up through the 3 seed beads. I'm going back into the bicone. And I'm going to add another layer of 15-0 bicone and 15-0 seed beads in between here. Now I'm going to make sure that I'm behind the first seed bead. Okay, so you got the first seed bead there. Make sure you're behind that first seed bead. And then you got to pull that tight, and you got to just kind of wiggle it so it kind of gets into place, but don't worry about it. We're going to do another round, and through these bicones and seed beads, so it will be tightened down. Bicone, seed bead, bicone, and make sure that you're behind it. Okay, now I suggest you pause me until you get them all on there and through there, and then start me again once you finish this round. Okay, so when you got them all on there, kind of pretty, you're going to go through all of them again. So you're going to pick up the seed bead, the bicone, the seed bead, and also make sure that you go in the bicone behind the other 2 seed beads, and then that will pull everything in place like it did the first round. See, you can see again there's that white thread. pull that tight. So you might want to count this if you went a little further, because that would be the beginning. I'm already doing number 3. Got to do 8. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. And the next one. And that should secure all of them. And now they're all in place where they're supposed to be. Okay. Now we need to go down the 3 seed beads, but we're working on the front, so I suggest you just kind of go underneath there. And go down the 3 seed beads. Move into the 11-0 and the pearl. And now we can work that front end tail away. We worked around with the working thread through the pearls, so we gotta go. And you probably won't be able to go through the 11-0 anymore, so just kind of push it through the pearl. And then just cut that or set that off, whatever you want. Okay. Now there are 2 ways to add your ring band, okay? So when I put this one on, this is the one that's been made from the PDF file, I got my lower bicone in the middle, right here. Okay, so I'm now going to push forward so that instead of having the lower bicone in the middle, I'm going to have the next bicone in the middle. So that would put the ring like that on my finger. So whichever you prefer, you know, some people feel comfortable because they don't with it like this. It's just as pretty, or you can put it like that. So I'm going to push it forward because this is my lower bicone and I want to be underneath this bicone. There's also a difference that when you go under the middle bicone, you will only have 1 pearl to work with. If you go under the bottom bicone, you got 2 pearls to work with. So now we got to work with 1 pearl. So instead of having 2 pearls, in that case, I'm just going to pick up that second seed bead so that I can work from seed bead to pearl to seed bead. And here I'm going to add, I want my ring band to be wide 4 seed beads, so that means you can pick up 2 and then 4, that's the width of your ring band, and then another 2, so that's a total of 8 seed beads. And then I'm going to pick up the 11-0 pearl and the 11-0 again. And I'm going to go around through all these seed beads one more time, so that's kind of, let me show you that, that's all these seed beads. I'm going through all of them again. And I want to make sure that that's really secure, so I'm going through the 11-0 and the pearl and the 11-0 one more time. And I don't want to go through my thread. Pull it tight first. Pull that through. I'm going to pick up 2 plus the 4 middle seed beads, so that's the 2 of the side and the 4. Okay, I'm going to turn this around. Working thread is towards you. It's going to be hard to see. Pick up one 11-0 and go back into the first. Make sure that you skip that first 2 seed beads. And this is like the third one that you actually pick up. So, and back up in the seed bead, pick up another one, into the next one on the first row, pull that through, and pick it up, and go back in there. And make sure you don't get caught behind that first seed bead with your thread. And then just kind of pick up a third seed bead, go into the third seed bead after that, and then pick up a 4th seed bead, and that's my ring band wide. You can also do 5, depending on the wide you like, or 3 if you don't like it that wide. Okay, now we're gonna move through that first row of 4. And then we're going to move through that row you just added. Now turn that around. And this will be a little easier to see. I'm going to pick up that 1 seed bead again. I'm going to go through the first seed bead. And then we're going to pick up that 1 seed bead. And pick up another seed bead. Go into the second one. And pick that up too, and pick up another seed bead into the third one, and pick that up too, and the 4th seed bead, and pick that up too, and then move through the previous row down, make sure you get them all, and then back up in that row you just added. Now you're going to continue this until you run out of thread, so I suggest you pause me now until you run out of thread. Okay, I'm almost running out of thread, got a little bit left, and I went up and down, so you got to make sure that you finish your row. Got to go up and down, and then just go down the previous row, and you will see that it will get a little bit harder to go through there. And just up one more and everything will be plenty tight, and then you can just cut that off. Then we're going to start with a new thread, not so much because I'm almost there. Moving up in the last one, going to turn that around again. That's my end tail right there. and then I'm going to do a couple of rows, and then I'm going to work my end tail away, and I'm going to work my end tail away that way. Okay, so the other end tail was that way, but I won't be able to go through there anymore with this thread, so I got to work it away that way. So I need a couple of rows first. And just continue until you have like 3 rows, and then you can work your end tail away in the first 2. So pause me now, and then when I get a little bit more done, we'll do the on how to fit the ring. Okay, I did about 4 rows, and I think actually that's already long enough. So how to fit, you just put it around your finger. You hold that up to there, and I got a little bit of space, which would be enough for my 2 seed beads on this side. So that's the perfect length. But first we're going to work that end tail away. And as I said, that needs to go in the other direction now, because the other end tail we worked away that way. So I'm going to work away this one this way, and I'm just going to go up and down. One time, and that should secure it. I cut that off. Now it kind of depends on where your working thread comes out of. I'm on the left side, so that means I have to also go into the left side across from this purl. If you come out on the right side, you go into the right side. Okay, so picking up 2 seed beads, going into that 11-0, I'm gonna make sure that you're straight across. That would be this one. 11-0 purl and 11-0. And then make sure that that ring band falls the correct way. And I'm gonna pick up 2 more seed beads. And going back into that first row, or the last row actually, and I'm going to pull that tight, and I'm going to fit that again, and pull that thread tight and see if that is a good fit. That's a perfect fit actually. If that's not a good fit, you just take those, you take your needle off, take your seed beads out and do another row. If you did too many, you'll have to carefully just get 1 row out of there. So, okay. And also we're going to go around another time in these 2 seed beads. The seed beads connected to the purl and the next seed bead. Be careful you don't go up the 15 O's. And down that 2 seed beads again. Into the first row again, and then just work your thread away through as many seed beads as you possibly can to ensure that these 2 seed beads that you just added, that everything is tight there. So I'm going to go and work that away as far as possible. And it gets harder to go through there. If you use a thinner needle, it wouldn't be that hard. And whatever you do, make sure that you don't break any seed beads, because then you have to start your ring band all over again. I think it's about done right here. So I'm going to cut that off. And I have my ring all ready. And there it is. and I actually like this color combination. I got a really hard time with color combos, so you can of course do one color combo, and I'm thinking of taking this one apart and doing sapphire on the outside after all. But this works. This color combination is not too much different. I tried doing the pink with the sapphire, but it just was, I don't know, it was too much of a contrast, and this one is not. That's not too much of a contrast. If you wouldn't know better, you would think they're kind of all the same color, but they're not. I don't know exactly what Swarovski a bead is. I bought these bulk, some of those special beads, like the alabaster beads, and they didn't have names with them, so I really don't know. But, you know, you can always Google it and look it up. So, I really like this one. That's nice. So, I guess I prefer my bicone, my lower bicone on the top and one on the bottom, instead of the first bicone in the middle. It kind of looks a little better like this. But, you know, it all depends. If you want more of like a square look to it, then this would be the one to go with. And if you want more of that star round look to it, then I think this one would be the way to go with it. So, but it's up to you. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I will see you next month, and I will be going to walk my doggy now because she's barking, and then I'm gonna clean up my greenhouse and make it all ready for next month. Bye, guys.